Hey, all you button bashers out there. You just stepped into the grind zone with optional bosses. I'm Kyle.
And this is Abe.
We're going to jump right into our current grinds because we got a lot to share and a lot to talk about today. So, current grind, I have a sneaking suspicion what you've been playing.
Oh, yes, of course.
But I'm going to repeat one also just because this game's kind of swallowed up my life over the last, forever, the last few days especially. And that's Way of the Samurai 4.
Oh, yes.
I've got 5 of the 10 endings.
Ooh, halfway there.
Yeah, halfway there. I know how to get 3 other ones, and the two others I may have to look up if I get tired of, trial and error. But that's pretty good. I didn't think I'd be able to even get 5 by myself without looking, so that's pretty
that's
nice.
not bad, yeah.
Yeah, it's a shit ton of fun, man. I can't even... It's fucking cool. And every time you beat the game, it copies your character and puts it as an NPC in the game. So, you run across really your own characters all the time. And it's just, it's a stupid little addition, but it's so amazing.
That is really
it's a cool little extra thing, because it gives you incentive to change up your character every single time, instead of switch, staying with one kimono or staying with one shirt or whatever. Yeah, and there's a lot of customization.
Oh, that's awesome.
Man, I've just been raping that game. I fucking love it. I'm totally all in. They could keep on making games of this quality. It's not even the best quality. They just keep on making these games exactly all the time every year, and I'd buy it every year. The game that has me so interested, I want to play that Shinobito for the PS Vita, and it's just it's just Way of the Ninja in Japan.
Oh, hey.
So and it's on the Vita, so I was just like, it's Way of the Samurai, but you're a ninja. I can get behind that, even though samurais are better than ninjas any day of the week. But
easily.
That's not even debatable. So
yeah.
What about you, man?
As you know, I'm on Metal Gear Solid 3. I really haven't gotten too far in it. I really wanted to learn some of the CQC, so I've been going through the little tutorial, not really a tutorial thing, but just the little snippets of how to do different maneuvers. They've got a separate menu for it. I don't know if it was
really?
Yeah, I don't know if it was on the original.
I don't know.
On the HD collection, though, they do have it, so you can go there and just, find out. That's
cool.
I think they put it on there more for the HD collection because of the 360 controller, because you're really making use of, the actual buttons that are on the joysticks themselves, and I don't know how they did this with the PS2 controller, but all the CQC with that. But so I went through that.
Yeah,
tried out some CQC. I pulled off all of the maneuvers.
Interrogate some people. Put a knife to their throat. Slit it.
Told me about how ferocious the crocodiles were. I was like, okay, you're dead. So
may I just say that killing people may make a certain part of your game longer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So depending on how long you want your game, a certain part of your game depends on how much you're slaughtering people.
Oh shit.
So just keep that in perspective.
I'll consider it now. I want to know. Now I'm curious. I'm like, do I kill more people and make it shorter, or do I not kill a lot of people and make it longer, shorter? Which way is the longer or the short? Okay, but I'll figure it out.
That's half the fun, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you. We'll tell you the results. Mine was shorter or longer, so we'll see.
Well, sweet. I kind of jumped ahead and accidentally said the game that I wanted to play was Shinobito because it kind of tied into the Way of the Samurai. Was there any games that came out in the last ever that you just missed that you're just like, I can't believe I fucking missed that game?
Not terribly upset that I missed anything, but Persona 4 Arena, I am interested in that one. I like the fighting games from that company, that director guy.
That dude guy, yeah, he's great.
I feel bad not knowing his name offhand, but
come on, man.
But no, I like those games. I've never played the Persona series. Yeah, I know.
You're a JRPGer, man.
It flew right by me.
Do you have a PS2 still?
Yeah, I still do. It's glitchy though. So
okay. Because I think I have a copy of Persona 3.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. I might have to borrow that. But again, that thing works when it wants to. But
awful.
But yeah, no. I mean, fighting games always fun for me, especially from those guys. So again, not terribly disappointed I missed it. But I mean, if there was a game I could pick right now, it'd probably be that one. Just change of pace.
Yeah, it's a lot different than Metal Gear Solid. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, and a lot of waiting and sneaking in Metal Gear. Those games, you just run up and beat the shit out of somebody. So
cool. Well, those are nice side quests. Awesome. Well, we got new missions available this week. Well, not really. We just have one.
Just one.
Sims 3. Do Supernaturals. You gonna pick it up, Abe?
Yeah, I told you, I'm the biggest Sims fan. No.
I'm going to have to humbly pass over this one.
Yeah, I mean...
A long time ago, I played The Sims. I used to enjoy The Sims. It was fun. I picked up The Sims 3 at some point and played it for like a day. Yeah, doesn't have that same appeal that it did whenever you were younger. But I don't know. It's fucking Sims. I'm gonna fucking not play it.
Yeah,
that game could not come out and my life would run the same way. Yeah. It would operate the same way.
Yeah.
So
good or bad.
Fuck it. Okay, Battle Prep. Talk about games that are coming out here in the near future. Something that we want to play real quick. One that I know we were going to agree on one, but you can have that one. So I'm going to say another one. And then you can go. You were talking like Borderlands 2, right?
2,
we're going to be getting that fucking soon. 2 weeks, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I never really played the first one, but I heard great things about it, the system and everything behind it, but never really just kind of passed me by. I think when that came out, a lot of my friends were playing like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 or whatever, so
Modern Blowfare, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, well, I'll have fun with, what everybody else is playing right now, and but now everybody wants to get into Borderlands 2, so...
Yeah, I was lukewarm on Borderlands. I thought it was an amazing idea, amazing concept, great artwork and everything like that. Yeah. The lack of story in my RPG was, I could never forgive that.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, so why am I doing all this to get to a vault? And the ending was just despicable, so...
Oh, that's horrible.
But yeah, the story is taking, like, a real big seat, like, in this game's development process, so...
But it sounds like they've got, like, all of the mechanics and RPG elements.
All the mechanics were fine. That game was I had a very personal problem with that game. There was nothing performance-wise that was wrong with the first one at all.
So they just have to take all of that and add a story on top of it.
They have a very talented writer over there. Like, I've met the guy and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, whenever ex-girlfriend used to work up there, I used to get to talk to all those dudes, and those guys at Gearbox. They're good. They're a very talented group of guys up there.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, well, the game I was going to talk about that's coming out here pretty soon, it's called Mark of the Ninja. It's going to be coming out on Xbox Live Arcade. It's a 2D stealth action game. And it's real fucking cool, man. It's some of the same people who did Shank. I don't know if you know what that was. It was like a side-scrolling like action game with like a dude with a knife or whatever. This game's all about the sneaking, but it's on a 2D plane.
Oh, that's cool.
And you hide bodies, you stay out of searchlights, you have ninja tools, you have grappling hooks and stuff like that. You can't like face off against these guys like if there's a wave of them. You can maybe take one guy down if he sees you, but like the game's all about stealth. And like it's so cool that it's on a 2D surface. Yeah. And from all the previews that I've seen of it and all the demos and stuff, I was just like, this is going to be something definitely worth buying.
Oh, that's really cool, man.
So I'm definitely picking that up. Probably like $15, on Xbox Live. So it'll be worth it.
Yeah, not bad at all.
It will be worth it. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and get into our random battle today, and we're just gonna discuss the review writing process.
Oh, yeah.
So. Yeah, but the review writing process, it's a bit of a tricky subject to talk about in the video game industry. With movies, critics, and reviews. Okay, first off, George Lucas said it best. There's creators and destroyers in the world. There's just two different types of people. There's people who create and people who destroy. So you got the people who create things, like we're trying to do, with this and everything like that. And then you got the people who are trying to destroy shit, which is just people who sit back and critique and just offer nothing but negative criticism. I'm not saying that all critics are bad. I do my own reviews, but but in all honesty, I only review games that I like. I'm not going to go out of my way to play a game I don't like and then give it a shitty review because that's unfair to the person who made it. Just like it's as unfair as Siskel and Ebert, going to, I don't know, a movie like Son of the Mask or something like that, and then like rating that bad. It's like, you old fucks wouldn't like that movie.
Of course not.
Because it's a ridiculous Jamie Kennedy movie about a baby getting superpowers from this dumb mask. But it's a tricky subject, for in my opinion, for movies, reviews should be kind of stagnant. A movie's either good or it's bad. You know what I mean? It's either good writing, good cast, good acting. There's not like it can be opinionated, but like if something is good in a movie, it's usually just like it's because it's good. It's because of the strong performance. It's because of the great script. It's because of a great score. It's because of the director bringing together a great performance from all the actors and everything like that. It's because it was good.
That's true.
Okay. So that's why it's astounding that when how two people can come up with two completely different opinions about something when it comes to movies. Video games are a little bit trickier, though.
Yeah, always.
It's really tricky. I work off of a 1 through 5 system, simply because a 1 through 10 system, in my opinion, does not work for video games, or at least for our mindset as gamers. Because when you open up Game Informer, and you see, this is awful, because who would open up Game Informer and follow anything that they're saying? If you open up a magazine, just any magazine, Nintendo Power, God rest their soul.
Yeah.
If you open up Nintendo Power and you see something that got a 6 out of a 10, you're immediately going to be like, ugh,
Bad.
a 6?
A 6.
You know what? A 5 is an average game, so 6 means it's good. That's what it means.
That's right.
Exactly. But that's when you look at it, it looks bad. You're like, ugh. Yeah, we're all at fault for it. Yeah, we all look at it that way. That's because the 1 through 10 system just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. All the numbers are never utilized on the system. You never see games that are 1s or 2s. If the games are really bad, they usually just end up being 3s or something like that.
Yeah.
And the same can be said with 6s and 7s and stuff like that. You see lots of 8s, 9s, and 10s. Like, it's just the numbers are rarely utilized completely on that spectrum.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a tricky thing because our minds get tricked. We see that number 6 and we're like, well, it's not 8.
It's not 8, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not 7. 7,
yeah.
7 is a C, so
exactly.
7 is passing.
So when you're looking at, a 1 through 5 scale, I think that it's just easier to digest. You look at it. If it's a 3, it's an average game. It's just a good game. It's middle of the road. It did everything it needed to do to be good, but it didn't do anything to set itself out from the crowd to be outstanding.
Yeah.
So it got a 3,
Yeah.
5 being, there's nothing ever going to be perfect, so you can't say 5 is the spectrum for perfect. But, if there was ever a ballpark range for perfection, that's what 5 would be. It's the ballpark area of perfection. It's breathing in the wafts of perfection. Because it's so close,
Yeah.
But nothing's perfect, so, that's what 5s usually are for. Like I said, this is just personally. Anyone else could have a different opinion about this, but this is just through my experiences of writing reviews and reading reviews over all this time. I often notice that the 1 through 10 system doesn't work, and the people who do 1 through 100, you're high as shit. Like, what are you even doing with that system?
Yeah.
But I don't know. How do you feel about this, man? Have you ever written reviews? What do you usually go with? The reviews that you usually read, what are they usually? How are they usually scaled?
Out of personal preference, I just generally like the 1 through 10 scale. But you make a really good point. Just as far as usability for the actual review itself, for people reading it, the 1 through 5 system is definitely better. Again, I'm a little more meticulous and anal about it, so I generally go 1 through 10 in my head, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But and that goes to movies and everything else too.
So when you do a 1 through 10, are there 0.25s, 0.5s in there also, or
easily? Yeah,
yeah, for you.
That's just me.
See,
that's me personally, but I think if I were writing a review, I probably would go with the 5 scale because it's not for me. That's not my review for me. For when I do my own for personal use, that's me.
I gotcha.
But when it's being published on the net or in a magazine or wherever, that's for use of other people. That's to help decide if this game is good or bad. So that 1 through 5 scale, you make a very good point. That's where its strength lies because you have that 6 and 8 difference. Not 6, not 7, not 8. So.
See, but my scale is masquerading as a 10 scale because I do 0.5s.
0.5s.
Because 0.5s are appropriate for a 1 through 5 scale because it's still you're utilizing. Whenever I give something, a 4.5, that's a 9. You know what I mean? That's easy to translate. It's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay.
Or if I give something a 4, it's an 8. Those are just good ways to do it. So I try and appease both that, and it's hard. You can't. Sometimes 5 numbers is not enough to rank every game in the world.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got something that maybe were both 4s. But maybe that other game had that extra story element or that extra mechanic that just made it just that much better. Gets the extra 0.5. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Reviews are just a tricky subject,
They really are. And especially for websites that actually have just a plethora of reviews on there. You have people that aren't familiar with genres or aren't interested in a game. And of course, they give it bad reviews because they're just not into it.
I know, and Game Informers and I mean maybe not IGN, but like Game Informer especially, they're really bad about that because like you can read the editor's profile like at the beginning of the magazine. You're like, okay, well Jared he hates first-person shooters but loves sports games and racers, and this week he's reviewing The Darkness 2.
It's like, great, this is perfect, perfect guy for the job.
Yeah, not only is this a comic book game, but it's a first-person shooter and has nothing to do with sports or racing. So, this game is already dead on arrival.
Yeah. So
get your shit together,
you're
everybody.
It's a...
I don't know. Maybe you guys have some opinions about how reviews work. So just let us know what you think about reviews, like if you prefer the 5 or the 10 scale system better. But hopefully you gamer guys and gals out there can take something from this, whether it be a new perspective on the review process or a new game you are wanting to pick up. Stay tuned for more episodes this week, and make sure you tell a friend and follow us through all of our avenues, Facebook, YouTube, WordPress, everything. So tell somebody about it, share it, follow us, comment, rate, like, everything. All the stuff. Press all the buttons. All the buttons on the net. Game on.
Game on.